Forget the fairy tale. A medieval king's life was demanding, complex, and precarious. It was a relentless public performance, every action carrying immense political weight. We peel back myth to reveal the surprising realities of a king's day, far removed from romanticized images. Our journey begins before dawn. As the king rose early in his cold, dim chamber, he was rarely alone. Personal attendants, including the chamberlain and, crucially, the grooms of the stool, were always present. This wasn't a private awakening. It was the start of the levee, a formal reception where nobles gathered, presenting petitions or observing the monarch's mood. From the moment his eyes opened, the king was on stage. Perhaps the most surprising, yet pivotal role was the groom of the stool. This individual assisted the king with his most private bodily functions. Far from lowly, it was a position of immense trust, often held by young noblemen. Imagine the unparalleled access, unguarded conversations, and confidential messages exchanged during such vulnerability. This intimacy offered unique insight, making it a powerful stepping stone in a court where privacy was almost non-existent. Dressing was equally ritualized. Layers of expensive fabrics, silk, velvet, furs, intricate embroidery, and jewels were visual declarations of wealth and power. Assisted by chamberlains, his appearance constantly symbolized authority. While full baths were a rare, weekly luxury, daily hygiene involved washing hands and face with cold, scented water, with perfumes masking body odor. The day then transitioned into devout prayer. The king attended private mass, a public demonstration of his divinely ordained authority. Breakfast was a quick, light, functional meal, typically bread, ale, or cold meat. After morning rituals, the weight of the crown truly settled. The king was never alone in decision-making. His Curia Regis, or Royal Council, a fluid body of trusted advisors including nobles, bishops, and officials, would convene. Meetings tackled foreign policy, war strategy, taxation, and appointments. The king was the ultimate arbiter, weighing advice and making final decisions requiring sharp intellect and strong will. What's often underestimated is the sheer volume of personal petitions the king received daily. From highest noble to lowliest peasant, people sought the monarch's direct intervention for land disputes, justice, or royal grants. The king spent surprising time hearing grievances, often dictating immediate decisions to his ever-present scribes. This direct access reinforced his image as the fount of justice. As supreme judge, the king often personally presided over significant legal cases, especially involving powerful nobles. This wasn't just symbolic, it was a practical demonstration of his power. And the bureaucracy. A vast amount of the day was dedicated to official documents. The royal scriptorium, a team of highly literate clerks, was constantly at work, drafting charters, writs, and letters. This bureaucratic engine saw the king dictating, reviewing, and approving an endless flow of paperwork, each authenticated by the heavy royal seal. If the kingdom was at war, military strategy consumed much time, from reviewing maps to assessing logistics. Financial oversight was also paramount. Understanding revenues and expenditures was crucial to funding his ambitions and maintaining power. Unlike modern heads of state, a medieval king rarely had a fixed home. He was a living symbol, constantly on royal progress, moving his entire court, hundreds, sometimes thousands of people across the kingdom. This wasn't a leisurely tour. It was a logistical marvel and a political necessity. Why move? Firstly, resource management. Such a massive retinue quickly depleted local supplies. Moving allowed the court to eat its way across the kingdom, distributing the burden. Secondly, it was crucial for asserting authority. The king's physical presence was the most effective way to collect taxes, administer justice, and resolve local disputes, reinforcing his power and legitimacy. It also helped avoid disease outbreaks common in static, unsanitary cities. This constant movement was an organizational feat of staggering proportions. Hundreds of horses, carts laden with everything from the king's bed to tapestries and documents. Heralds rode ahead, requisitioning food and lodging. Travel was slow and arduous, dictated by weather and road conditions. A mere 20 to 30 miles a day was considered good. This perpetual itinerancy meant the king's life was incredibly demanding, often physically exhausting, and offered almost no true stability. As evening fell, the day culminated in the grand feast, far more than just a meal. It was a meticulously choreographed theatrical event, a powerful display of wealth, hierarchy, and social cohesion, often lasting for hours. Held in the Great Hall, the king would enter last, to trumpets and drums, sitting on a raised dais to emphasize his supreme status. Seating arrangements were strictly hierarchical, reflecting rank and favor. The food itself was designed to impress and intimidate. Mountains of meat, roasted venison, boar, even peacocks redressed in their feathers, alongside expensive exotic spices, showcased the king's wealth and generosity. Specific roles like the carver and the ever-present taster, a grim necessity in an age of poisoning fears, highlighted the ritual and vigilance. Diners ate with knives in their fingers, often on stale bread trenchers that absorbed juices, later given to the poor. The hall buzzed with the clatter of dishes, conversation, and the sounds of minstrels, jongleurs, and jesters providing entertainment. Amidst the revelry, crucial political theater unfolded, nobles vied for attention, alliances were forged, and information exchanged. The feast was a vital forum for networking and political maneuvering, where much of the real lobbying and negotiation occurred. Despite the conviviality, security was paramount, with guards constantly present. The day would conclude with evening prayers, vespers, and compline, offering a moment of spiritual reflection. The bedchamber, though secure, was still overseen by trusted attendants. Sleep, when it came, was a welcome respite, often disturbed by the cold or the constant threat of illness or rebellion. The life of a medieval king was not one of idle luxury. It was a relentless, arduous, and intensely public performance. His physical body was inextricably linked to the health of his kingdom. Every action, from the intimate personal moments to the grandest state occasions, was imbued with ritual and symbolism, designed to project power, piety, and authority in a world where these were constantly challenged. It was a life of immense privilege, yes, but also profound responsibility. Constant travel, limited privacy, and the ever-present shadow of war, disease, and rebellion. A king's day was a tireless demonstration that he was indeed the living embodiment of his realm.